going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm KT. In my last video, I mentioned how in this video I would talk on this subject of wanting more for yourself. And so as promised, that's what I'm going to deliver in this video. We're going to keep it short. Before I dive into wanting more for yourself, I want to touch on this topic of wanting more for others, because I feel like that's a precursor into this idea I have of wanting more for yourself. So without further ado, let's get into it. So wanting more for others. The reason I want to speak on this is because I feel that a lot of people around the world put a lot of their energy, their resources into wanting more for someone else, right? Whether that be health-wise, maybe you have someone who you want to take better care of their health, who you want to smoke less, who you want to drink less, all these things. Maybe you have someone in your family who you want them to have better spending habits, take care of their finances a little better, save a little more money, invest in their 401k, whatever. There's these things you want them to do and they're just not doing it. So I'm here to share with you this one message I want you to take away and apply with every relationship you have. And that is, people are only going to change when they are ready to. And that's just the honest truth about it. It's not until someone else is fed up with their own BS that they're willing and actively prepared to take that chance. And I say that because sometimes people talk about it all the time, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of this. And they keep falling back into those same habits where they keep redoing the stuff. So yeah, maybe they are tired of it, but they aren't ready to make that change. And those two things can be true. You can be tired of not being in good shape. You can be tired of not having any money. You can be tired of feeling sick and knowing your health is on the decline. And you can also not be ready to do anything about that. So these two things can be true at the same time, and they often are. And I want you to think about that and remember that, so you're not putting so much of your energy and so much of your frustration into trying to change people that aren't ready to change. It's not to say you can't be a supportive ear. It's not to say that you can't be a supportive person in helping them. It's just to say to not exhaust yourself on it. How many times have you been in a situation or seen a situation where it seems like or someone else is repeating the same things? Like every single year, I'm just like, you need to do A, B, and C to get your D end result. The next year, hey, you need to do A, B, and C to get your D end result. You keep repeating the same thing year after year after year. On that seventh year, someone else comes in and tells that person, hey, you should do A, B, and C thing so you can get D result. And all of a sudden, they do it. To you, it seems like, oh, what the hell? Like, I've been saying that same thing to you for years. And then someone else comes in and says the same thing, and now all of a sudden it makes sense. No, it's just that person just happened to say it when that person was ready. Maybe you said it 3 months ago, but now they're ready today. So when someone else said it, they were ready. You get what I'm saying? And so it's unfortunate that sometimes we have to learn things the hard way. We have to sometimes lose something or get into this position where we're just like, so like we have no choice but to change. Same thing going back to that repetitive. How many times have you told someone or you heard someone telling a relative, maybe they go to the doctor and the doctor is like, hey, like, your health is in this state. Like, I really need you to cut back on the sugar, or I really need you to cut back on the salt because, sugar is high, cholesterol is high. So we can bring these down. You'll be in good shape. And if you don't bring them down, you're going to be on a path to diabetes. You're going to be on the path to a heart attack. And they're like, yeah, that sounds scary. You're right, doc. Does nothing about it. And then they do get the diabetes, or then they do have that heart attack. And now it's like, now that I've had this near-death experience, I should do something about it. And you would think, well, why wouldn't you want to prevent that from happening? And then, so just start making those changes now. But for a lot of people, they need that. Like, they need that reality shock that's like, oh, like, this really is the result of me not making these changes. And that is when they're ready. So a reason I want to address that, so that you can preserve your energy when it comes to wanting so much more for other people, and then start putting that into wanting things for yourself. And again, I'm not saying give up on these people, but maybe I'll give myself an example. So being a personal trainer, often I'll have family members, of course, or friends who text me. They're like, hey, you're a specialty in this area. What can I do to lose 5 pounds? Whatever. So you asked me the first time, I'll give you an answer. I mean, I want to help. I have the knowledge. Why not? So I'll text out like, this is what you should do. Send them on their way. And then, of course, if they don't do it, 6 months later, when something else happens or they see some Instagram model they want to look like, then they text me again, hey, I want to lose 5 pounds. How should I do it? I will literally scroll back up and copy and paste that same message and send it. Because like, if you haven't done what I already suggested the first time, I'm not going to waste my time trying to rewrite and re-explain what I've already explained. Now, if you did do what I said and it's not working, or now you're ready to do more or something, that I'm willing to sit down and like have that conversation. But first I'm going to ask, did you do the last thing? Did you do the thing I suggested before? And the answer is no. Then my answer is going to be the same. Like, this is the thing you still need to do. So when it comes to you and people are coming to you asking for advice and they've asked you 1,000 times before, instead of just like putting so much energy into that, you can literally just be like, hey, like, same thing I told you last time is going to be my answer this time. And yeah, people get motivated in different ways, and the way you say stuff and the investment you have, and there's all these parameters and things that can affect how someone receives the message. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. You can get Tony Robbins to come in and have a conversation with someone, and they still aren't going to change if they are not ready to. And so I want you to take back a little bit of that energy and put it into yourself and wanting more for yourself. If you want this person to take better care of their health, start thinking about how can you take better care of your health. If you want this person to have better spending habits and plan more for their future, like making sure they have an after-death plan for their family, do you have an after-death plan for your family? Are there things that you could do better with your finances in your current life? So the things that you want for other people, make sure that you're also wanting that for yourself, and then act on that. So put a little less energy into other people and a little more energy to yourself. And if you are on this side of the spectrum where you know that you're that person to other people, where there's so many people in your life who constantly are talking to you and wanting you to do better and wanting more for you, and you just aren't ready, I'm just going to be another person on the internet that is giving you advice that probably all of them have. But hey, maybe when you hear this, you'll be ready to receive it and make that change. But start making those small actions. Start taking that small commitment, just one step a day, and like get yourself in a stage where you are ready, whatever that's going to look like. I don't want you to be on death's door before you start to make that change. I don't want you to be having to file bankruptcy for the 3rd time before you're ready to make that change. I don't want your wife to be ready to walk out on you in a divorce before you're ready to make that change. Like it shouldn't take anyone to be at that very last straw before you're willing to like do anything about it, because now you have nothing else to drink out of. Like, let's get to that place where we can start wanting more for ourselves, which goes back to the topic of this video. Like, you being a human being on this earth, there's so much to explore. There's so much longevity. There's so much to be achieved. And I just don't want your loved ones, your kids, your spouses, like they all want you to enjoy this quality of life as well. And so we're all on our own path. And if, this is the path that you have to be on for your spiritual growth, then nothing anyone can do about that. But if you can alter and have some kind of co-creation into the lifestyle you want to live, take that chance. You are worth it. You are worth a better health. You are worth having more money. You are worth having good relationships. You are worth having a community. Like, you are worth all of these things. And I think it's time that you start believing that and taking those actions to improve your life and wanting more for yourself. And you can be that person that is not taking good care of their health, not taking good care of their finances and all these things. And you can still think better for other people. You can want your children and your mother and all these people to have a good health, live forever, go out and explore and travel, have a savings account, have good relationships. Like, you can want all these things for those people, but why don't you want them for yourself? So it's a question to ask yourself, come up with the answer, and figure out how we can change it. So I got a little winded in random, but I hope the message hits you well. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. Go out there and want more for yourself and have more. And I'll catch you in the next one. As always, if you did like this video, don't forget to like it so I know that you liked it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to crush it.